Hello and welcome to Coffee with Carrie. If you're unfamiliar with LinkedIn, it's a business-oriented social media website. It's meant for connecting with professionals. People use it mostly to search for jobs, they have a place to show off their business acumen, and mostly to stay connected with coworkers, people in their industry. It's a networking tool for professionals. Now, I, as much as anyone, understand that the dating apps can lead to dating app burnout, or even dating burnout. This is why people are constantly looking for different ways to meet and connect with other singles. And lately, I'm all about doing this in person and optimizing all of those real-world opportunities. That's why I created the guide on how to do this from the start to the finish. But this is something different. Kind of edgy and off-topic maybe, but suited for those of you who are not all about following all the rules. Have you figured out yet that I'm talking about using LinkedIn not for business, but as a tool for meeting potential romantic matches? People are doing it. It's not new. It's been happening on LinkedIn for a long time. This may be something you want to try, or it may be a total turnoff to you. You may think that you don't want to muddy the waters between business and romance, and that's fine too. But if you're so inclined, there are positives, and there are negatives too, and there are best practices. So I have a few thoughts to share. If that's at all interesting to you, I hope you'll stick around because that's what's on the agenda. I'm going to be honest with you, as I always am, and admit this is probably going to work better for women reaching out to men because there is truly still some stigma and fear that women have. It's ingrained, and many women are just on high alert and constant lookout for predatory behavior, and this might read as that at first glance. Next, I wanted to ask you, are you familiar with the term sliding into someone's DMs? It's about messaging, getting into their messaging center, leaving a message. It's called sliding into DMs if it's something you hadn't heard of before. Well, with LinkedIn, there's a messaging center also. So you're going to slide into her LinkedIn DM so that she knows you mean business. That's a pun, if you missed it. Who went by quickly, and it wasn't good, so maybe. So that's the approach on LinkedIn. The snag is that there are a limited amount of people that you can message without a professional account. You have to be connected to them. But I know many people who are paying for their dating apps, so this won't be different. But like me and my clients, if you're using the free apps, just know that you're going to have to pay to reach out to some of the people that you might find intriguing. Next, I wanted to mention, as opposed to messaging someone and saying, hey, you look cute, want to meet for a glass of wine? I think on LinkedIn, the best approach is going to be to keep it professional and see if someone would be open to having coffee maybe and letting you pick their brain a bit on something that is work or career related. I think you're just going to have the best response if you keep it in that mode, in that genre, because it is a professional site. And I'm going to stress this again because I think it's really important that you shouldn't just reach out directly with honesty about your intentions. Find another intention. Build rapport in a professional way. And if there's a potential for romance, you're going to take advantage of that subsequently down the road. If it turns romantic, it does. If not, you'll have gained something else from this person and having met them for a cup of coffee. Also, I think we should talk about some of the positives. Those are like, goes both ways. But positives, you know that they have a job. Even maybe an inkling as to how successful they are if that's important to you. Positive number 2 is that it has a messaging system. So it'll work just like the dating apps that you're accustomed to, which is also to say that someone may ignore your messages and you have to be prepared for that if you're sensitive to negative or no reaction, just like the dating apps. Positive number 3, for those of you who believe that the education of your partner is important, like some of my clients, you can find people with advanced degrees listed on their profile. Only looking to connect with a person who holds an MBA or a JD like you? Yeah. Personally, I think that once people are over, 40, being overly concerned with their level of education is usually only limiting. I've met some really stupid people with advanced degrees and some really, really bright people with high school diplomas. So a lot of street cred and good common sense go a long way too. But if this is on your must-have list, this may be the app for you to explore. Positive number 4, you don't have to swipe through dozens of pictures of men holding fish or sitting on their motorcycle, or read through mundane profiles to hear about how much they love hiking and walks on the beach. That's a plus. Another one is that you don't have to sift through the profiles of people who have messaged you randomly, only to find out they live 6 states away and appear to be on the opposite side of what you're looking for and who you're hoping to meet. Positive number 6 is that there's a level of, that they are who they say they are. You'll probably not end up like that client of mine who ended up on the date with someone who had used a relative's photos. That's not going to happen on a professional social media page. And positive number 7, I guess I did do number 6. So positive number 7, you're not going to find a bunch of filtered photos that look nothing like the person. You're really just going to see one business picture that they're willing to share in their professional life, and it probably looks like they look. Maybe a little outdated. And then obviously for those of you who have a standard about the success or earning capabilities of a partner, this is going to give you a lot more information and maybe even answers, at least an indication that you might not have on the actual dating apps. Suddenly flirty on a business site. Yeah, it's happening, people. But there are some negatives. Let's go through those. Negative number 1. It's actually against LinkedIn rules to use the platform for making romantic advances. But that doesn't keep matchmakers from recruiting there. It doesn't keep people from connecting and marrying people there. So if you're a rule follower, probably not for you. If you're willing to take a chance, maybe get thrown off, maybe get reprimanded more likely, might want to give it a try. Number 2, you're likely catching them off guard when they don't even have romance on their mind or, love on the brain. But if you write something charming enough, clever, maybe this is a positive. So maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. Number 3, if you annoy someone, they're going to not only block you, but they could actually report you because it's against the rules. So choose wisely when you get started and actually prepare something that you're going to write ahead of time that will make things go as smoothly as possible. I've recruited on LinkedIn and, you've got to find out if this person is single first. So that was always my opening. I know this is strange, but I'm a matchmaker and I was wondering if you happen to be single. I think you might be a match for one of my clients. Hey, you got to do what you got to do as a matchmaker. You find people everywhere. At the tire place, I found somebody, a nurse at the hospital. Number 4, anywhere people can message one another can be misused. And some people are always going to let their sex drive override common sense and common decency. So the messages could go awry. Just be prepared. Thought I'd share with you some best practices. Beware bots. Any place that people can scam, people are going to scam. So reminder that you're never going to another messaging service app like WhatsApp or any of those. Nothing stays pure forever, sadly. So there's always going to be people looking to take advantage of others, and you have to be on alert here as well. Another best practice is to not look up somebody that you've already been talking to on the dating apps or on social media and then message them on LinkedIn. This is kind of conceived as being creepy, and it seems kind of stalker-like. So just try to avoid doing that. One woman who was interviewed about dating through LinkedIn said, my LinkedIn messages are filled with thinly veiled attempts to date me. Very little actual professional discourse happens there. It's all flirting and banter and questions about when I'd like to grab drinks or dinner. She said, if I was using this platform for the very first time and nobody told me anything about it, what it was supposed to be used for, I totally would have guessed it was a dating app for career-focused people. So it's going on, people, and you may or may not want to be a part of it. People have been using hacks to meet one another on the internet since the internet. Well, since you were using it with an AOL floppy disk inserted to a slot on your PC tower. I don't know. Are you willing to check out this love-hijacked social media site in order to find love? If not, check out these episodes on the best and worst places to meet men and women. I hope you found that interesting. I appreciate you stopping by. Don't forget to give Mom a thumb on your way out, or maybe you're hitchhiking, and also subscribe before you leave. I'll look forward to seeing you back soon, and until next time, have a good one.